Okay, so now we're going to start on our box and for our little album. And for that, you are going to need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 chipboard, okay? You can use craft color or, you know, the black, whatever color you want. Doesn't matter. So this is the black chipboard from J&S Hobbies and Crafts, and it is very sturdy chipboard, so that's why I picked using this. So you're going to need 2 pieces that are 5 and 5/8 by 12, okay? 2 of those. You are going to take your other piece, one of the pieces that is a 12 by 12, and you're going to cut it 4 times at 3 and 12 inches, okay? And the reason why I say that is because 2 of these that are 3 by 12 you're going to put aside, and then the other 2 you're going to cut in half. So you're going to cut 3 pieces that are 3 by 5 and 5/8, okay? So you're going to need 3 of those, all right? And you can get all of this out of one 12 by 12 black chipboard, all right? So you'll need this, okay? And then what you're going to need is the long strips that we had from our scrap pieces when we cut our papers and such for our pages and our covering our album. You will take those and go ahead and score them or cut them at 1 inch, okay, and score them down the middle. So now you have a 1 inch little paper strip, okay? So, and then you'll just score these. And some of them I just kind of took and they were measured at 1 inches, or maybe they measured a little over 1 inch, and I just went ahead and scored them down the middle. So I didn't want to waste anything, so I just went ahead and did that. And I even scored some little ones. So, okay, so probably about 10 in all, I think. Let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then maybe 10. Yeah, about 10 or 12 you'll need, and then we're going to cut them if we need to. So to get started, what you're going to need to do is you are definitely going to, one is going to be your lid, okay? So you're going to mark that lid. All right, so that's the lid. The other one is going to be the bottom. So you're going to mark that the bottom, okay? And then one of these that are 3 by 5 and 5/8, you're going to put aside because this one is going to be inside the box. And then these 2 are going to be on the side pieces. So you can name those side piece, okay? And one's just going to be right and left, okay? And then these 2 pieces are, one's going to be your back piece, okay, for right here. And then the other one is going to be your front piece. So you can name those if you want to. You don't have to. It's just, you know, some people want to, you know, make sure that they have everything that they need in place. So this is what you're going to have right here, all right, for right now. And then our lid will go ahead and stick on and everything. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our box together. So in order to do that, you're going to flip your back piece on top of the bottom piece of your box, okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and put glue or your adhesive right here along one of your strips, okay? And it doesn't matter, like I said, which size you use, all right? And I am using right now the 1/4 inch tape, I believe. And you're just going to go ahead and burnish that in. And I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to this as well. Alright. So I want to make sure that this is really super sticky. So I'm going to go ahead and add my glue. I'm actually going to take that off for a sec. It just makes my glue come out a little bit better when I'm doing this part. So, alright. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to stick that on the back of this. Okay. And I want you to go ahead and let's go ahead and stick that right in the middle. Okay. And you're going to kind of fold it over right on that seam there. Okay. Just like that. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And you're just going to burnish that in really good. Alright. Just going to burnish that in. And then here, you're going to go ahead and flip this over. Alright. And you are going to go ahead and attach this here, like that. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to put some tape here and attach this back piece on. These other pieces we can move to the side if you want to. That way you have a nice workspace. And I'm actually going to probably use, I'm going to double up on this. So I'll probably use here and here. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove that tape. And then again, I'm going to apply my glue. And I'm going to go ahead, sit this up, and I'm going to go ahead and just piece that together like that. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish that in really, really good. Alright. So, there we go. Alright, so now you should have something that looks like this. Okay. And next, we're going to do the same thing here on our bottom, on our other side. So this piece here is going to go ahead and see how you have that. That's fine, don't worry about that. Okay, you're going to go ahead and grab your next little strip here and do the same thing. And then we'll go ahead and do the sides. And here you can go ahead and just put your tape on both sides, since you know you need the tape on both sides. And go ahead and just do that now. And this is a great way to use up a lot of your excess papers, like your strips that you have from like cutting out papers from your albums and such. A lot of times I save those, so like if I want to build a box, I can definitely do that. Because I have so many strips and stuff like that. I know sometimes it gets a little overwhelming with a lot of your, you know, excess papers and such, you know, from making your albums and cards or, you know, other paper projects. But this is a good way to use those. So again, we're going to go ahead and just line that up right down here. And I'm just pushing that in, just like that, with my hands, okay? And you're just going to go ahead and burnish that in. right, and then the next piece we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and line that up here, and that's going to go just like that. Okay. So you're going to go ahead and take that off. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and add our glue. And you're going to go ahead and just, whoops, bring that up. Make sure it's right up against that piece there, okay? And bring in your little tab there, and you're just going to go ahead and, oops, oh, mine came off, okay, there we go, okay, now I can go ahead and reattach it. Okay, so there we go. All right. Oh, okay. So next you're going to go ahead and you're going to put glue in between here. Okay. And, oops, got kind of messy there. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and you're just going to press on that. Okay. You want to make sure that your chipboard is sticking to each other, okay, because this is your box, and you don't want it falling apart. So for this part, I'm going to go ahead and just, because this fabulous glue dries clear, which is so awesome, so we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, just like that. And there you go. So the next thing we have to do is put on our sides, okay? And our sides are going to go just like this. Alright. And you're just going to line them up, okay? Let's see if we can put them on the inside here. Just going to go ahead and put it on the inside of that lip, okay? And let's see if we can do those here. And you're just going to go ahead and line those up. Alright, just like a box would look, okay? Just like right there, like on the edge. See how you're going to do that? You're going to put it on the inside of that edge. So it's not going to be on this outside here, like our back and our front chipboards were. It's going to actually sit right and rest right on the edge of the inside of that box, okay? So to do that, we're going to go ahead and grab one of our little strips here, okay? And this strip is a little long, okay? That's okay. We're going to go ahead and put this right here, just like that. And we can go ahead and clip it, okay? So if you wanted to, you could definitely just go ahead and measure that out. I'm just sticking mine underneath there. I don't have any glue or anything on there right now. Okay, I'm just actually going to go ahead and draw a line, and that's where I'm going to cut it. Okay, so I'm going to grab another one, put those two together, okay, and where I drew my line, that's where I'm going to cut. So I'm just going to grab my board here, because y'all know, I told you before, cannot cut a straight line, you guys. Cannot. Even though I try. I cannot cut a straight line. So, I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. and it measures, this measures about 5 1/4. So let's go ahead, 5 3/4, sorry. Let's go ahead and cut these at 5 3/4 just to be safe. Okay, again, if we have excess, we just chop that off, right? Okay, no worries. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put your tape on both sides of these and this one here too. So, grab my tape, put it on the edge of this. Now, if you're using a smaller tape like I am, you definitely can double up on that tape, okay? So don't worry about, make sure you got good coverage in there. If you're using a 1/2 inch tape or, then just make sure that you got that in there, that you are good to go. So, right. You are lucky if you're having to use a bigger tape. So now I'm laying down my glue. Okay, I'm just laying that down there. And I'm just kind of dragging it around, you guys, because I kind of put a little bit much in there. Okay. Alright, so now you're going to go ahead and you are going to lay your box on top of that. Okay, just like that. Push that in. Push that paper all the way to that line, the score line. Okay, and then you want to go ahead and just try to go ahead and burnish that down. Okay, burnish that down. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and stick this piece in. For this piece here, we are going to, I went ahead and you can take off that tape right there. Here I have a little bit of excess on there, and I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my, I'm trying not to use my cutter bee scissors because those, I have to sharpen them. I know you don't have to, but I think I've used them for stuff I shouldn't have. So they're kind of dull. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my glue to this portion. Okay. In my box. I'm going to slide this in here. Okay. Again, we're sliding it to the edge of that, the inside of the box. So we want to be sure that this is in there. Now go ahead and put that on there. Alright. And go ahead and just press up against that. You want to hold that, okay? Definitely want to hold that. Okay, once we get this to stick here, we are going to put strips here. So we'll put strips here and here to help it hold. Okay? Then I want you to go ahead and put some glue on the inside of that. Just kind of line it. Like if you were using, and maybe because I'm married to a construction worker, I don't know. I like caulking a bathroom. That's what I think of. I can't help it. So like if you're, using that stuff to seal your sink in or your whatever, your tile. you know, that's what you would do. So, okay, there we go. So let that sit for a minute, and then we're going to turn this around, all right, and we are going to do the same to the other side. And I'm just pressing that in. As it sits for a minute, you can definitely feel that it's starting to stick, okay? All right, so next we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put glue on one side. Even though I took off the tape on the other side, I'm only adding the glue to the one side, guys. Okay. And then I'm going to stick this under here. And I'm going to push it all the way up. Okay. And now I'm burnishing it in. Okay, yay, it's coming together, you all. I'm so excited. So next I'm just adding my glue to that other piece here on the inside. And I'm just laying some glue actually down on there. So next I'm going to take my other piece, and I'm just going to slip it in there, okay, and I'm going to make sure that it's on the edge of that. Okay, so again, you're going to go ahead and take your glue and just put a little bit right on the inside there. Okay. And I just use a napkin, or you can use your finger, whatever you want. Or actually, it's not a napkin, it's like a baby wipey. Okay, and now we're just going to let this sit for a bit here, okay, until it kind of gets a little sticky. Alright, and then I will be right back. Okay guys, so now we're going to go ahead and put on our little corner pieces, okay, and those are going to be about 3 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a few of these down, okay, so you'll just need 4 that are 3 inches. Okay, so we've got 4 that are 3 inches. Now on these we're just going to do the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and just put tape on these. And if you want to, you can go ahead and put tape on the rest of yours too. I will be right back. Okay guys, so I got all of those done, and I just went ahead and put glue and my tape on here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just stick these on the sides of our box, just like this. Okay, and you want to make sure that you press in. Make sure that this piece, this side piece, is staying inside of that little box. Okay, that little corner is going to be inside there. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring that up. Burnish it in really good. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and again get your glue, and you're just going to go ahead and put it up the side of that. Okay, let that sit for a minute. Okay, and again we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go ahead and take our little tape off, put our glue on either side of that strip there. Okay, just like that. Alright, and you're going to go ahead and put that on to the other side, just like this. Okay, make sure that this piece stays inside of the box. This side piece, you definitely want that inside your box, not on the outside. Okay. And then again, we're going to get our glue, and you're just going to make a line right down there, just like that. Okay. And then when we had did this side over here, we're just going to go ahead and wipe that up a little bit. Okay, let that sit for a tad. I think I just bumped my camera. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we're going to do this side here. And you're just going to go ahead and do the other two sides the same, okay? So now your box should look like this, okay? Now, if you want to, you can definitely go ahead and cover the inside of your box, okay? If you're going to cover the bottom part, I would do that now, okay? It's just easier to put your paper down there. Plus, we're going to be actually putting a divider in here, okay? And I thought this was a really kind of cute idea, and the reason why is because our book is going to fit right in here just like this, okay? That gives us plenty of room, okay? This is our book, and this is where you can put maybe some extra seed packets that you have. So let me see, I have like this one is opened a little bit. So you can lay your seed packets in here, or you can, you know, put them like this, you know, maybe, you know, fold them up and stand them up, or whatever you want to do. Or maybe you have some pictures that you want to lay in here, okay? So I thought this would be like a super cute compartment that you can lay some things in, okay? And I think my seeds spilled out in there. Just sweep them up. Okay, so now what you're going to do is to get this in here is you're just going to go ahead and you could go ahead and lay that at the 8-inch mark, or, you know, maybe scoot this over just a bit, and you could go ahead and lay that in at the 8-inch mark, which is about right here, okay? And that gives you a little bit of room here to pull your book out, okay? Or you can go ahead and put, you know, or make this smaller, however you want to do it. And I would do this at maybe 3.5 inches. Then that way it gives you a little bit of room to put some things in or whatever, but it gives you enough room to go ahead and pull your book out and put your book inside, okay? So we're going to go ahead and take that out, alright? And now we're going to go ahead and put the lid on, okay? And your lid is just going to fit right over it, just like this, okay? And we're going to go ahead and do kind of the same concept we did with the bottom part, alright? And you're going to go ahead and just grab a 12-inch piece of your paper, alright? Make sure it's 12 inches, alright? We may have to cut it down because it needs to go over, so you may want to cut it maybe just about. Let me grab my scissors real quick. I'm going to cut that right there. And then I will tell you the measurement here in just a minute. So I think it's about 1/8 of an inch off of that 12. Yeah, so it's probably at, yeah, 11 7/8. So 11 7/8 inch strip, okay? And you're just going to go ahead and set it like this, and you're going to attach it to your top part. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put some tape on here. And then I will be right back. Okay, so I got my tape on here, and I went ahead and took off my tape, and now I'm just adding my glue. Okay. I know it looks like a lot of glue, but I'm just actually smearing it around. I'm not really pressing on my glue. So, okay, so then what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and lay this part on top of this part first. Okay? So you're going to lay this on top of here. Make sure you got it in the middle. Okay? And you're going to fold down to make sure that it's right up against that chipboard piece. Okay? Just like that. And I'm going to grab and I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add this on here, okay, and we're going to fold this down like this, okay, and that is going to be your lid. Now when we cover this, we are going to go ahead and we will put a latch on here, okay? So it's going to look marvelous. So again, you're going to go ahead and take your tape off of here. Okay. Just take your tape off of this. And we'll be using that same string for our latch that we did on our book. Okay. I thought that that tape or that string looked so cute, so pretty. You know, being that it's a planting theme, that looked so pretty. So now we're going to lay this down, okay, and we are going to put this on top of here, and we are going to scoot them together. Okay. We're going to fold this up, and now you're just going to go ahead and hold this together, okay? Make sure that it's on there straight, and that it's not like one side is, make sure that it's together, you know. You don't want like one side hanging off and the other side not. So you want to make sure that it's lined up pretty good. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You want to make sure it's lined up really nice. Okay. So that way it opens and it closes. Okay. And then here we're going to put some glue. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and and I want to let that sit for a second. Alright. And you're going to go ahead and push together. Okay. Alright, so there is our box. And now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and paper it. Okay, so if you want to, okay, this is up to you. You can definitely go ahead and put white strips around here. That will help cover up some of the black that you have, okay, and you can go ahead and cover those up. Alright, so, you know, that way you have a white background for when you paper it, okay, because like we have a white background here, and then on the bottom of our box, on the sides of our boxes. So to just make it uniform, okay, you'll want to go ahead and put white strips here and here, and then along the top of your box, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. And again, you'll need probably two long ones and then 2 short ones, or 4 short ones, sorry, 4 short ones, and then you can actually put one right here too, okay? And that would probably help. So all right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put white strips around our box, and to do that you're going to go ahead and get a 12 by 12 piece, okay, and you're going to put it here on this end, and what you're going to do is you're going to kind of fold it, okay? So when you put it on that end here, just like this, you're going to go ahead and just fold it in. Where it folds, that's where you're going to cut like a little gap, okay, in there. And I will show you how to do that, okay, because I had cut that one already. So here we have another long piece, okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and stick it on here. You're going to push it down along the edge of your box. When you fold it and bend it inward, okay, you are going to go ahead and just make kind of like a little dent in that with your finger, and that is where you're going to cut, okay? I'm going to cut it right there, and then you're going to kind of make a little notch right there, okay? So see how it's kind of like a little mouth, or a little notch. So you're just going to go ahead and put that in there like that, okay? And then you're going to glue that down, all right? Now that you may have a gap right here, okay? So if you have a little gap, that's okay. Just take a little piece of your little papers, and then you can go ahead and cut one that is about, I don't know, it looks like it's about a 1/4 inch long or so. I'm just going to cut mine just like that, okay, and just fit that right into it, or you can fit it like maybe lay it down before you glue the other ones down. Put it down where your empty little area is, okay, and then there you go. So that is a good place for that. And then you can do the same thing with around here, okay? So you're just going to grab a long piece, you're going to put it down towards the middle, or towards the end of your little lid here. You are going to go ahead and curve it, okay, or you could actually just fold it just like this if you wanted to, and then just go ahead, bend it over, and there is where you're going to cut your notch, okay? And with this you're going to cut a notch here and then here, or you could just go ahead and cut this here and here, and then just lay a long one, on there. So it's totally however you want to do it. So if you wanted to that, like that, okay, and then you could go ahead and just put these on here, cut them down again. Let's see, this one will fit just like that. Okay, you may want to cut them down, and then your long piece, this piece, would just go right there, just like that. And then you can add a little piece here. okay, or however you want to do it. It's totally up to you how you want to, you know, but this is just some easy ways that you can get your lid covered up, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and stick mine down, and then I will be right back. Okay guys, so when you are putting your little strips down around your box, for right here in where the lid, where we put the lid on, okay, I want you to go ahead and take a 12 by 12 strip, or and then go ahead, or actually, yeah, 12 by 12 strip, or yeah, and I want you to go ahead and just sit that right in that gap, okay? I have a shorter strip here, so I'm actually going to piece that together, but I want you to go ahead and just put some glue down into that gap, okay? So you're going to put some glue down in there, just like that, okay? And then you're going to put the seam, okay, the score line into that gap, okay? And just go ahead and run your bone folder, or, you know, a fingernail, whatever you got in there. And then same thing here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue on my little strip here. See, I'm trying to scoot this back so you guys can see it in the camera. Okay, and I'm just going to put this little strip in there because my strip wasn't big enough. And again, I'm just pushing that towards the end. There. Let's see. I'm going to turn this around. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my bone folder. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and push that in there. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead, and once that's in there, then we're going to put glue on the other end side of that. Okay. And you're going to push down on the inside part. Okay. Again, just make sure that you're pushing down on there. So you want to make sure that you're getting into that gap, okay? And then you're going to push down on that paper in there, okay? Alright, and I would do this with your glue. You can use your Scor Tape if you want, but the glue will give you, I think it'll stick better. So I think it will allow you to really push down a little bit more with that, with the glue. Okay? So again, you're just going to go ahead and push down into that groove. Burnish that in. Okay? And then just keep pushing down. Now we still have to glue this part here, so you're going to go ahead and grab your glue, and you're just going to slide that up under there. Okay, again, push down, and then as you're pushing down in there, you want to go ahead and push that little flap down. Okay. And again, push down. If it lifts up, just push it down, okay? Or you could use your bone folder, and if you have another bone folder, use both of them at the same time. And just push down, and then just, as you're going along, burnish it down, okay? And I guess I used a lot of glue down there. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so then that is going to actually help your box, okay, closure and also help stick that lid up so it won't go all the way back like it was before. Okay, so that will help us a bunch, so I love that. So that is going to help it be a little bit more sturdy for closing and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and finish closing taping on my stuff here. Actually going to bring this down here first. Okay, and then I'm going to fold it over. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. And I'm just going to fold it over on this side. Definitely go along the edges here and make sure that everything is burnished in really good. Yeah, so there is our box, you guys. So so now we're going to go ahead and cut our papers to decorate it, and you can go ahead and measure out what you want for your top and your bottom, the inside if you want to decorate the inside of your box. Okay, the one thing that we still need to put in is this here. Okay, so don't forget about this piece. This piece will fit right there. Now you can go ahead and if you want to just put a piece of white paper here along the top of this just to finish it out. You can do that. So you know, that way it kind of matches everything. So just go ahead and do that real quick. Cut it down. I'm just going to stick it right there, just like that. Okay. Scissors. Cut that. Just like that. Go ahead and grab the other side and lay it down. Burnish that in. And I will clean my mat while I go on a break. Definitely have to do that. So before we get out our printing paper, okay, here what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and just grab some glue and put it on the sides here. There. And right there. Now if you want to, you can add some on the bottom part too, just so it doesn't wiggle around a lot. And I'm just going to grab some of that glue and then just kind of work it into our chipboard here. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and measure in 3 inches. So I would get your ruler so you know exactly where you want it. Okay, and I am measuring mine at I think 3 inches. Let's see. If I have to, I can move it real quick. 3.5 right here. So I can go ahead and just push down on that. Okay. Make sure it's even. And there we go. That's told you guys I have a crooked eye, so it's really hard for me to see if it's even. So I think that's it. Go ahead and push in on the sides, and then push down. Alright. And again, push in. And then if you feel more comfortable, you can definitely add the glue to the inseams like we did when we were putting our box together. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting your glue down there. This art glitter glue that I'm using is sold over at JNS Hobbies, and it dries clear. So that is the nice thing about this glue, is that it dries clear, and so you don't have to worry about you know, noticing the white spots. Again, the one thing I forgot to do before I put this in here, you guys, so I'm going to lift it out, and I know this is probably going to mess it up, okay, but you want to paper the bottom of that first. So take this out. Don't do that yet. If you want to paper this, go ahead and paper it now. If you don't want to, you can definitely leave that in there, okay? So it's totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and paper that. So I'm going to leave mine like that, and I will be back after a while. You will go ahead and cut your paper accordingly to the measurements that we did, okay? And or if you want it shorter, however you want it, you can go ahead and put that on there, okay? So I'm going to be right back, and I'll see you in a bit. Hi guys, I'm back. So now we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about our box and put some items on for our closure, okay? And it's going to be the same type of closure that we have on our book here, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we are going to use this same little burlap rope that we have here, and I measured it out, and I did about 7 inches, and you're just going to go ahead again, and we're going to tie this in a little knot here, okay, like we did our other one. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my small thumbs tonight. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and bring this through, okay, just like that. And I have some little ones right here I can clip off. And we're just going to pull that tight, just like that. Okay, so it's going to rest like that, and you can fray these out if you want to. Okay, just like that. And then again, you're going to go ahead and grab a piece of wire, and we're going to find the flat part of our little rope, which should be back here. And we are going to go ahead and just stick our wire right through here, like we did last time, okay? So it goes right through to the other side here, okay, just like that, okay? And you're just going to keep pulling it through there, alright, till it comes like in the middle. Once you get it in the middle, then go ahead and bring it down, and I just want you to go ahead and twist it. Okay, so go ahead and twist it. Just keep twisting all the way down. I don't think we will need that much of it, but that's okay. Okay. Then you're going to kind of like lay it flat like this, alright, because this part is going to slide through our paper. We're going to make a little hole in our paper, and this is going to rest up here on our paper like this. Okay? Okay, and again, these are the Tim Holtz Ideology hitch fasteners, and you can find those over at JS and Hobbies and Crafts. Okay, and I'm just going to set those to the side, and we're going to go ahead and make a hole and punch a hole right here. I went ahead and marked where I wanted it, but I want to go ahead and lay our paper on and everything first before we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and going to place this on my paper. Okay, and I just want to make sure where I want it. I think I'm going to go ahead and stick it right there. I want it just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this off shorter. Okay, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I mean, maybe about a ½ inch or so. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and again eyeball where I want my little rope to come down, how far I want it to come down. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my pencil and I'm just going to mark right where my rope is. Okay, and that's where I want my little hole. So I'm going to grab my little hole punch, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch. I think, hold on one second. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch my hole right there. So where I made my little mark there. Okay, so that is where that's going to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this like we did the last time, pull that through my paper, okay, and I'm going to go ahead and place some tape on there. Whoops. So want to make sure that that is where I want that. I'm going to grab my double back tape, and I'm just going to lay that across just like that. And you can't, so I can't see the wire, okay? So it's underneath my paper, just like that. So when I put my paper on, like this, okay, when I put my paper on here, alright, then my little door will close just like this. Okay, it'll come down just like that, and that's where my knobby is going to be right there. Okay, so that's how you're going to gauge where you are going to put your closure. Okay, and again, so I'm just going to lay my paper right here, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that on there. Alright, just want to make sure it's even. Alright, so it is even, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this even more. Okay, even, I already have it pretty much taped down on here, so I really don't need a very long piece on there, so I'm just going to go ahead, grab another piece of tape, and I'm just going to butt that up right against there so that doesn't poke out any, and then I'm going to put another piece right there just to cover that wire. Okay, there we go. Alright, and now I'm just going to go ahead and remove that tape. Alright, and I'm going to actually put glue on here. And I'm just going to put my glue all the way around here, just like this. Alright. And glue on top of that. Okay, and then I'm going to bring my box over, and I'm just going to go ahead and put my paper on top of my lid here. Okay, just making sure everything's even. And you do want to go ahead and burnish that down, okay? Definitely burnish around where we had that wire, okay? Because you want to burnish that down, make sure it's on there really, really good. Okay. Alright, there we go. And then now what you're going to do is we're going to poke a hole right here and put our little guy in there. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and make sure that when I bring my little rope down, okay, I want to go ahead and make a little notch right there, a little mark right there, so I know where to poke my hole. Okay, and again, I'm just going to grab my little punch, slide it in there, and hopefully make my hole. Yeah, it's barely gonna go in there. Okay, so you're gonna poke that through, and then you're just gonna go ahead and screw this on there. And there you go. And then that is going to be our lid. So there you go. So there is our closure for our little box. And then I went ahead and papered the inside of the box already. And now all we have to do is just put this little guy in here. So again, I went ahead and papered mine. And you're going to go ahead and put glue on the edge of this. And glue on the bottom. Okay. And you want to put, a good amount, because you want this to be able to really stick on there. Okay. And I kind of showed you guys where to measure before. So that's kind of the same where we measured last time. Which is about, you're going to leave about 3 inches, I believe, in this area, or 3.5 inches. I'm leaving a little bit more than 3. But that's, definitely however much you feel you need on here. Okay, if you have excess glue coming out on the sides here, okay, go ahead and grab your little wipey and just wipe that up. Okay, and you're just going to press down. Okay, and another good way to gauge it is to go ahead and lay your book inside. Okay, you can lay your book inside, and that will help you gauge how much room you have to play with in there. You know, you have plenty of room in there for your book. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and push in the sides. Okay, and just kind of hold it there for a little bit until it catches. Okay, and you can definitely push down and on that, you know, kind of burnish that down again. Okay, so, and then for this part right here, okay, I'm going to go ahead and paper that. Okay, and that is actually going to be papered with this right here. Okay, and that's going to go right on there, just like that. And we are almost done with our box, you guys. We just have to go ahead and decorate that top part, and for that I'm going to be using this frame. We are going to be using our 49 in Market flowers. I will be using some tags and probably a couple of other odds and ends. Here's our 49 in Market flowers. Kind of took them apart. I took them out of the package. And then for this guy right here, we're going to go ahead and just wrap him up again. We're just going to go ahead and make a knot. Okay, and then he's there, and I'm going to stick this on, and then I will be right back, and we will go ahead and finish the top, decorating the top of our box. Almost done, y'all. Be back soon. Hi guys, I'm back. So we have almost finished our box, okay, and so now what I wanted to do is go ahead and decorate our box. So I'm going to bring it over, and I kind of was playing around with it a little bit off camera just to kind of give it, see what I wanted to do with it. And I thought I would mix some of the paper flowers along with the 49 in Market flowers that I got from the shop. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put it together. And because the frame is a little bit bigger than what I thought, I have to lay the frame kind of slanted. So thought maybe this way would be good, or maybe this way. So that's, I think, how I'm going to lay it. Also this way is not too bad as either. So I don't know, I kind of like it on this side here. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down, and we're actually going to put flowers inside of the ring. Now you can go ahead and put a picture on it, and you can, you know, definitely do that. And I'm thinking, I don't know, I kind of like it. I like these going up, but I also like them going down. We'll go this way. Yeah, we'll just do it this way. And like I did with my La Traviata book, you can definitely go to that, and I put the picture inside of the frame, and the video shows you how to do that, okay? So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to glue this down. So I'm going to put glue on the back of here. And art glitter glue does work on this, okay? And just patting it on the back. There. I'm just going to unlock this for a second so I can get my hand underneath there and push it down. Okay, just like that. And then if it pops up at all, just go ahead and grab your glue. Just put some glue under there. Alrighty, so I'm going to let this dry for a little bit and then I will be right back. Okay guys, so we are done with our box. So this is what I came up with, and I went ahead and glued everything down, and it seems like it stays pretty good with the art glitter glue. So I'm pretty excited. So I put this little tag here, and I've got a few left. And I thought that that would be a cute little area to, put a date on the box, or whatever. And then we have our inside covered, and we've got a storage place for our seeds or pictures, and then you've got your place for your book. So now that we got our little latch on there, so everything's pretty cute.